What I like about the car is just it gives you just the right amount of amenities that you need, but nothing more. And I'm a driver. All I want to do is just get behind the wheel and drive. I was born and raised in Chicago, and what I love about the city is just the diversity and how neighborhoods can change so drastically, whether it's the population or the more or less the cuisine. My name is Virang Patel, and this is my Hyundai Veloster N. The feelings that this vehicle brings are so raw, they're so true. But what I consider some of the best features that any vehicle can have are its handling and its brakes. And the suspension, the stopping power, the road feedback this car gives back are just so raw. They're so true. We don't lose a lot of the feelings now that we've gone to a lot of electric controlled suspension or electric controlled steering. It really gives you that hydraulic feeling or a lot of feedback from that hydraulic assisted power steering that we had. It really gives you the adjustability to adjust to some really dangerous and potholy roads that we have in some parts and put it on a comfort setting. But then when I do get a nice stretch of road, or if I do get the ability to take it to the racetrack, I could really dial this car in. I can really hone it down. I can firm up the suspension to what I want it to be. I can stiffen up the steering on its own separate accord to what I need that to be. I can adjust the throttle response to what I need it to be. And I can really not take this to a driver's car, but really make it into my car, to make it into my Veloster N and what works for me and how I feel comfortable about going around that particular corner. Driving in Chicago, I feel like it's no other experience that you can get anywhere else. So driving the car during the day is one thing, but sometimes it's just, you get that nice break in the weather, it's 12 o'clock at night, maybe a little bit later, and you just want to go put some miles on the car. So, you know, with the amazing skyline that we have and all the roads that we get to drive in between, and the urban jungle of all these buildings as well, and hearing all the noise resonate off of the concrete walls. Seeing all the lights reflecting off of the vehicle, but there's just like this really great feeling when it feels like this is my city and I'm having my moment with it right now and I don't need to share it with anybody. And I really like going on these nighttime drives, whether it's with myself or with a group of my friends, and we're going all in one car or we're taking our pack of cars down there and we're just gonna go and just explore and kind of make this feel like this is our city. So my love for cars began probably when I first saw an E30 M3. Something about those kidney grills and just the way that it looked. I was just gravitated to the car. I didn't know what it was or who made the manufacturer was, but something about the car, I just felt my body gravitating towards it. Got into becoming a mechanic because I've always been fascinated with engineering, especially like mechanical engineering. I went to a trade school, and throughout that trade school, there was a program that BMW had put into partnership where about 200 of the top classmates do get the opportunity to go through this factory training through BMW. I jumped on the opportunity, and they put me into this amazing program in Arizona where really get to know the vehicle in and out and be a true specialist on that particular brand of vehicle. And I thought that was just absolutely fantastic. But the moments where I started drifting away from M cars and some of these new modern sports cars is I really like the raw experience of a driver's car. You know, a driver's car could be something that one can work on themselves. You don't need any special scan tools or special equipment that a dealership can only really have, or it's not affordable for the driver. And we're talking a few $1,000s a year of just cost of ownership, not including your car payments and not including the gas that it's gonna drain. So I kind of just gave up on cars and gave up on my passion on the M family altogether, and then the Hyundai Veloster came across. I Google searched one day, Hyundai Veloster N engineer, and Albert Biermann's name came on the board and talked about his credentials, and lo and behold, he actually designed the E30 M3 as well, and ended up being a full circle that my gravitation to his first project with BMW ended up actually having that same feeling as an adult with his first project at Hyundai. What I like about the car is there's just so many great things. There's functional aerodynamics on here. A lot of times, you know, these grills are just made for show, but there's actually downforce that's used in here. They've somehow snuck in anti-lag turbo in here and somehow got that to pop and bang from the muffler from the factory with the anti-lag turbo system. And on that subject, I mean, the shifts are so smooth. Their power is always on demand, whether it's an upshift or a downshift, because that turbo is just always spooling. The brakes on here are just fantastic, just stomping on the brakes. And driving this car is it's a mix of emotions. It's just fantastic. You can really feel the suspension stiffen up, the steering stiffen up, the throttle response being much quicker. It has modes that you can use when you're in a crowded area and you don't really want to be loud, or you just need things to be soft for the suspension. And you have some racetrack modes that maybe we shouldn't use them on the regular everyday roads, but you know, it's one button away and it's hard not to. So I never once thought I would own a Hyundai. I'm just so excited to be at the early stages of what this brand, what this family is really gonna produce. The teamwork, the engineers that they have going. If this is just an early glimpse of what they're gonna do, I cannot wait for the future. And my favorite thing about this vehicle absolutely has to be the exhaust. I mean, that anti-lag turbo, those pops and bangs that you get out, it's a race car. And it's in my driveway, and it's not supposed to sound like this, but it does.